For the past couple of weeks, I've been working on a game called Keep the Ball Rolling to start my journey into the world of game development. After I finished the core mechanics and a couple of levels, I decided that I wanted to make another game, this time with a somewhat original idea and something that more people can play and enjoy. So I decided that I would make a game like Pong, except more modern, and you would play as the ball instead of a paddle. So I immediately got to work firing up Unity with a new 2D project, and then I realized that I had no clue how to make this happen at all. I followed this tutorial, and soon enough, I had Pong. I also found these awesome UI assets online at kenny.nl and figured that this button and this circle thingy would make a really cool ball and paddle. I also stuck with the default 2D background color because I thought that it actually looked pretty nice. Now it's time to personalize this Pong game. I started by adding a score counter, which would increment every time you touched the paddle, and a main menu. I used the font Kenny Blocks and made the paddle image appear when you hovered over a button. I also added a neat high score panel which would appear for 3 seconds before starting the game. And with all that done, I wrapped up day 1. Ooh, hey, that rhymed. I woke up on Saturday, eager to start working on the game again. I started the day by adding a toggle to change whether the game was full screen or not. I wanted this game to be pretty minimal and not really have an options menu, but the full screen toggle was necessary, so I added it to the main menu. I then headed back over to kenny.nl in search of sound effects for my game. I found this pack of sounds that seemed like it would work quite nicely. They were great, except for one problem. After every sound effect, there was a popping noise. But after another quick search on Google, I found that for one reason or another, Unity repeats the first frame of each sound effect at the end, so you need a frame of silence at the beginning. I opened up Audacity to quickly make this change to all of the sound effects in my project. After that, it was pause menu time. I made a simple pause menu using the same background panel as my high score counter, a couple of buttons, and a simple script. And soon enough, I had a pause menu. I then made the score text change to be a gold color when you get a high score, just as a nice touch. I then finally decided that I had procrastinated long enough. It was time to make the core mechanic of the game, the controllable ball. And this was a doozy. Every single time I thought I had something working, another problem just cropped up. After a very long time, I finally got it working. After that, I spent some more time balancing it out so it wasn't too hard or too easy. I also spent another 20 minutes making the paddle randomly change direction so that it's not too predictable, and another 10 balancing them. Once I finished that, I pretty much had a complete game ready to play, but I wasn't quite done with it yet. On the third day of development, I decided that the game still wasn't hard enough, so I added some code to make it so that when you bounced off the paddle, your speed would increase. But as soon as I did that, the game became nearly impossible after getting a score higher than 10. To fix this, I added a power-up which would set your speed back to default when you touched it. I also made it so that you would bounce off of it like the paddle, just to make it more interesting. I also added a button to reset your high score in case you wanted to do that for some reason. I came up with the name Wonky Pong for the game to finish it up. Now it was time for the finishing touches. The game didn't really need it, but I added a tutorial anyway to show the controls and teach you how to use things like the power-ups that weren't in the original Pong. Finally, I added a screen when you die so that you don't need to go back to the menu every time you die. With that done, the game was finished. I exported it and uploaded it to itch.io. It is available to play on your browser or on Windows, Mac, and Linux. You can play it in the link in the description. But anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed my first little mini devlog. It's been a fun experience making this game. It took a total of 8 hours and 14 minutes to complete. If you liked this video, remember to hit the like button to show your support. If enough people enjoy it, I might release another video on this game where I add some other things that would make the game better. If you find a bug or have a suggestion on how to improve the game, comment it below. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.